Hi everyone, it's Jana Verbakel, realtor in London, Ontario. I'm bundled up today because it's obviously snowing, but real estate never stops, so we're out there on these snowy days too. I met with the seller a couple of weeks ago to sell a student rental property of his, and we had a really interesting discussion about pricing, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. Now, a lot of times when we meet with people, they ask us, like, what's the right price for this house? And I just thought it's an interesting concept because when I think about price, I don't think about the right price. I think it's about framing it as a strategic price. So every seller's situation is obviously different. Some people need to have a property sold in 2 weeks or 30 days. And some people don't need that property to sell for 90 days or even longer if maybe they're building a new home or whatever the situation may be. So bringing it back to a strategic price, part of pricing a home is looking at what has sold in the area, what continues to be for sale, how long those properties have been on the market, and then looking at your house and how it compares to those. That's the obvious part. The second part of it is where the strategy comes in, and that's when do we want to sell? Do we want to be the very next to sell? Do we want to sell in a day? Are we okay to let a house that might be a better deal sell first so that it's no longer available for sale, and then the house is sitting on the market? So there's lots of different factors that play into pricing. It's not just about going online and looking at the comparables. The other piece of it with investment properties is also understanding the limitations that are on buyers of these properties. So the rules for lending on these types of properties have become increasingly difficult. So sometimes you need to account for that in your price as well, because investors are always going to be running the numbers on these houses. So it's a really interesting discussion because when he asked me, what's the right price? We ended up having a discussion about a strategic price. And that strategic price was to stand out among the other rentals, not miss this narrow window when you have an opportunity to sell an investment property for top dollar that doesn't need a whole lot of work done to it, and to get prospective tenants in for the next year. So that was a really interesting discussion, and hopefully we'll get it sold for him quickly. But that was it. So don't just think about the right price based on comps. You need to be strategic. You need to understand what's going on in the marketplace to really position your home to sell for the best price with the terms that you're looking for. That's it for today, guys. We'll talk to you soon.